Why don't you at least show us?
Oh, I'll show you guys.
Today was full of drama, and not only drama out there surrounding this figure and this event at Burbank, Bob's Big Boy, it also surrounded us, both on Facebook and Instagram. I got a tag today. We're also going to talk about the event itself. Yeah. What a disaster.
Let's talk about the hype. Let's talk about what was unveiled for just a quick second. And then we'll talk about the drama, because there's a lot of drama.
There's a lot of comments that we need to read, a lot of discussions that need to be had. Over the last couple of days, Funko has been going absolutely ape shit bonkers over how this thing is going to be the next greatest thing ever. Funmaker Mike released a video where they're showing opening a box with a light shining out and everybody getting all excited and worked up. Light. There was also videos where they showed it looking, I don't know, it looked like they were selling a car. Is that how you took it?
No, I told you about it yesterday. I said it reminds me of like a museum video.
Or a museum?
They sit you in a room and you gotta watch this video before you actually get to the museum. They're telling you all about it.
Yeah, it's a lot, but I'm not saying the videos were bad. I'm just saying they hyped this up so much that I think the people that went there to stand in line were expecting to have their minds blown.
The expectations were through the roof. Like, I honestly thought that I would be excited seeing everybody's experiences today. Like, I was stoked for everybody.
Me too. I was too. Yeah.
And I thought, like, me not being able to go there myself, I thought that it was going to be a crazy cool event. And I'm not saying that it wasn't a cool event, but I'm saying the way they hyped it up made it seem like it would be way, way bigger than what it was.
Yeah, I would like to first start off by showing that hype video. This is what really got us hyped yesterday, and I believe we watched yesterday. This is Mike Becker.
It's your pal Funmaker Mike. Are you ready, Freddy? For tomorrow at Bob's Big Boy in Burbank. That's right, at 10 a.m. it all gets started. That's where the big Project Red reveal begins.
So I'm pausing it for a second, but in this video, he is basically carrying on about how awesome this is going to be, and you're not going to want to miss it. And listen to his words, because when he's talking about this, it took everything like in me not to jump on an airplane that I fear to go to this thing, because it sounded so amazing. The way he's saying it, it made me feel like I needed to go to this.
Yeah.
That's right. We're going to have fun. We're going to have food, and of course, friends. Like, of course, Adam MacArthur. We've got Kate Flannery. We have legendary Imagineer Bob Gurr. That's right. And of course, our bestest buddy of all, Fluffy. And he said he might even bring one of his classic cars. Okay, we're going to have all sorts of prizes and giveaways. Wait till you see him.
No, we can't do that yet. Yeah, wait one more day.
Let's at least show him the poster.
No, can't do that.
All right. Anyway, I guess you'll have to come and see it for yourselves tomorrow. It will be good. Trust me, it'll be worth it. So I'll see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. at Bob's Big Boy in Burbank.
Wait, Mike. We might have other giveaways.
Don't just bring one. I want you to bring a bunch of them. And if you don't get one, then blame this guy. There's only going to be a couple. Let's bring some, not a lot.
I'll bring some.
Some, but more than one.
More than one.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow at Bob's Big Boy at Burbank. Project Fred reveal. Bye-bye.
So to me, that sounds like, come to this thing, it's going to be huge.
Yes.
Not only that, but Mike Becker himself posted a video where remember the one with the light? I thought that was the light box one, but apparently it isn't. This must be the light box one that we were losing our minds over.
Hey, it's your pal Funmaker Mike. Golly gee, wait till you hear the
Wait. You can't talk about this.
I can't?
You can't.
I can't tell him anything?
Let's give him the location at least.
Okay, you're gonna wanna be at Bob's Big Boy in Burbank on the 27th of February and the 28th, but especially the 27th. Guess who's coming? Shh. I can't tell him that either.
No.
trust me. Funko, family, friends, fanatics, they'll be there. I guess that's all I can tell you. But at least I'm going to show you what's in this box.
No, you can't do that either.
I can't do that?
No.
I want to know what was supposed to be in that box.
For
I'll
real.
show you guys.
Like they're acting like they're looking at something amazing.
You good?
Yeah.
We good. It's going to be good.
So,
Bob's Big Boy Burbank, the 27th and 28th. You're going to want to see this.
Did he not say that like a Disney villain? He sounded like a Disney villain when he said that.
so to me, and I could be wrong, but like, it doesn't look like the Project Fred would fit in that box.
No. No, 11 inches are going to fit in that box, Heather? No. Nay.
So I don't know. I don't understand.
Well, no, the pin was in there. That really amazing pin.
Why wouldn't the pin be in a box that's
I don't know.
that's like this size?
I have
like,
no
why
idea.
wouldn't he just
Because that's not happening, Heather. That isn't what they were doing. Instead, they fooled us all, including the people who went there and stood in line. So our friend Jay gave us all the insights. We talked to him for many hours today to find out all the things that we needed to know about the Burbank event at Bob's Big Boy. But Bob's Big Boy, for those who do not know, that is where Funko basically got to start. They made a Bob's Big Boy Wacky Wobbler.
Yes, and if you don't know about the history of Funko, I love the Making Fun documentary. It is such a good explanation of who Funko is and how they came to be.
Yes. Yeah, it's great.
It's incredible, and it makes you feel really good to collect their products, you know?
Absolutely.
It's cool.
So as we just showed you a couple videos, they were hyping this thing up big time. They showed a video also, sort of like an outline of a Freddy Funko figure. That's the one that looked more like a car commercial. They also showed a video today that was the unveiling of the brand new figure, the Project Fred. But let's talk about the event itself. So there was a lot of hype around the event. Mike Becker's getting us excited. All the people are getting us excited.
Yeah.
So our friend Jay goes there. He stays all like night and morning long, waiting to get into this thing. And he said by the time he got there, he was like number 80 something.
Yeah, so I would like to note, because I saw a lot of comments about this situation on social media, okay? Funko had posted, you can't line up until X time. I think it was like 6 a.m. or something, right? That's not gonna be enforced. So basically, as a fan of Funko products, if you're driving by, you're driving home from work and you see a line forming in front of Bob's Big Boy the night before, it's one of those things where it's like, if you can't beat them, join them. Obviously, if you line up and you're a rule follower, and you get there at like 6 a.m. or whatever, if there were already 80 something people in line at 10:30 p.m. the night before,
Right.
you are well over the first 150 if you line up at the time that they told you to line up.
100%.
So you're basically almost forced, and again, Funko's not forcing you to do this, but if you want to be one of the first 150 people in line and you really want to see what's going on, you're gonna line up with them.
There was no one from Funko, no one from Bob's Big Boy standing there and policing anything. The people weren't acting unruly otherwise, or I've actually heard they were drinking a lot of liquor down there. But besides the point, they were all acting like regular human beings. Like there was no trouble really going on there. And our friend Jay is sort of in the middle of all this. At 6:30, they were supposed to get wristbands. They didn't get them until 7:30. And at 7:30, when they finally get their wristbands, he's like number 80 something. I think 81 or something like that. But he's waiting in line. And so now they're having to wait for whatever the items are. So this is the pin that you would end up getting. This is the Project Fred pin. It's a 500 limited piece pin. So this must have been the gold thing inside that box. The one that's shining all the light out. This is the exciting piece. The other piece turns out to be a poster.
Yes, and both items are cool, okay? I'm not gonna deny that. These are very cool.
For the most part, if you're going there, it has to have some sort of value. No one's just gonna stand in line. That's like going to Disney World and standing in a long line to get on Space Mountain, only to find out that it's not Space Mountain at all. It's a line,
small world.
It's a line to get like a lemonade that you don't even want. right?
Yeah.
So that's virtually what happened today. All these people stood in line and waited only to be greeted with a poster and a pin. So earlier today, I was talking with him, like over Messenger, just kind of finding out what was going on. At first, it seemed like there was some hype and it seemed like fun and something big was going to happen. But eventually we find out that nothing happened at all. And at one point, he showed me chairs and a little stage. And I go, oh, interesting. This is going to take place outside. And he goes, well, no, it's supposed to take place inside. Well, the unveiling happened outside. People were eating on inside, and by the way, there were people, like regular patrons, eating on the inside with Funko collectors who were there for the Funko event. So it wasn't like shut off specifically for Funko people, which I also thought was kind of weird. But even stranger than that, our friend went in, he wanted to find out how to get a Project Freddy pin. Project Fred pin, which is pictured here. Now this actually comes from What's Poppin' Craze. So he explained a little bit of this to me as well. So this is like a grab bag with a bunch of Project Fred swag in it.
Yeah, stickers, a t-shirt, the pin.
So the project,
and the other pin.
The Project Fred pin that's 1,000 pieces was given to our friend after he purchased a meal.
Yeah, and by the way, in one of Mike's videos, I think it was the second video, he mentioned food. Like, oh, you get food. And it's like...
Yes.
That's cool.
It sounded like free food.
It did.
Yes.
But it wasn't. You had to buy the food and then you're able to get that pin.
This stuff has to be explained.
It's just bizarre. And again, it's a free event and we should be grateful for the pin and the poster. But again, the hype was through the freaking roof.
It was through the roof. So this actually was a grab bag that went to VIP folks.
Yeah, it wasn't even for the first 150 people in line.
No, we're talking about celebrities and influencers.
Yes, and I get the celebrity thing. Celebrities are taking time out of their day. They should be given a VIP bag. That's cool. But what about the people who have been there?
The people who waited deserved the VIP bag over everybody else, over the influencers and over the celebrities, in my opinion.
Not over celebrities,
The celebrities
in
are
my opinion.
probably there. They're probably paid to come to this thing.
I don't think they are.
Well, there's probably something special for them involved in this. I don't think a VIP bag like this is something that should be handed to them. This is all cheap stuff. You're talking stickers, pins, and shirts. This is all cheap stuff in comparison to what Funko is doing. Specifically, that brand new thing that they just announced. This is the type of bag that you hand to those people who have been waiting all night long.
Yes.
If they're not going to get like a figure, which we haven't gotten into that.
Yeah.
But the figure is the big news. And we're going to show that video of what that figure is. We're going to talk about the price point, and we're going to talk about the limited number as well. But influencers, of course, help Funko sell their product.
Oh, yeah.
And we can all agree on that, us included. I mean, I know over the years, we've sold a ton of Funko product just by sitting here and talking about it. So I understand that influencers get stuff, but I really feel like if I were there, I would much rather the people that are waiting in line and me showing up at the time that the thing started as an influencer to be there to show my support. I would much rather somebody to get my bag and me not get it at all. Yeah. That's just my opinion or approach to this particular situation. Absolutely. Our friend Jay deserved this waiting in line for the amount of hours that he did. And it sucks that it worked out the way that it did, because the way that Funko and Mike Becker were laying this whole thing out, it sounded like the people that were in line were going to get this and more.
Yeah. So the thing is, we've been screaming for Funko to work with influencers more. But I agree with you on this one. Like, I get the whole influencer thing. If they're not putting in the work, I feel like it should be given to those people who are waiting that amount of time. I mean,
of course.
It just, I don't know, it's like a slap in the face. Oh, well, you've been here for 10 or 12 hours? Well, that sucks. Sorry to hear about it. Here's your pin and your fucking poster.
Yeah, it's all wrong. The temperature, Funko didn't take the proper temperature on this whole situation. It went topsy-turvy. It went completely wrong. And realistically, it just turns people off, right? So a lot of people today, we're going to get into this for a second. flippers. So I actually posted something on Instagram today talking about how people need to let other people just have fun. For crying out loud. Why are we sitting around and fighting about people who are at the event and standing in line? So I actually read a couple of comments on Facebook in which I ended up getting attacked, where I said practically the same thing. I'm reading all these hateful comments, but let people just have fun. We don't know. We can't decipher who's a flipper and who isn't. There was somebody who made a comment where they said basically like males, what is it? Unemployed males are in that line to buy those products.
Somebody's situation, whether they're employed or unemployed, it doesn't fucking matter.
No, it doesn't. And I feel like that is incredibly wrong for somebody to make a statement like that. Although, the internet's full of trolls, right? And a lot of people are on there saying all sorts of wacky things.
I saw so many of those comments today, and it's like, first of all, it doesn't, like, if someone has the time to go and do something, that's great. Like, let them go and have fun. If someone wants to wait in line for anything, so be it. I mean, there used to be midnight screenings of movies, midnight drops for video games. People would camp out for Black Friday and the newest, like, PlayStation or whatever. Like, just stop acting like this is unheard of.
Right.
Just because you wouldn't do it doesn't mean you need to put down other people in the process. And let me tell you something. I have owned businesses for years and years and years, and I have waited outside during the time that I've owned businesses, and I have not waited outside. There have been times in the last, like, 4 years where I have been unemployed. Granted, one time was due to the pandemic, so that doesn't really count. But another time was because my company just shut down one day and notified us via email. So, and I was unemployed for, what was that, like 6 months or something. Somebody's situation doesn't deserve to be judged, and the fact that people, like, think it's okay to judge people for not having a job or, like, calling them losers and stuff, that is so tone deaf and so stupid.
Yeah, so a lot of that was happening today. A lot of people were getting attacked just because they went and stood in line. Now, in my opinion, they were standing in line for a monumentous Funko event. So these are the same people that would most likely, let's say a handful of these people, and let's say it's a full line of flippers, but there's 10 people in that line that were there for this monumentous occasion. That is 10 people who typically go to fun days and do all the fun events and like being a part of everything. They call themselves fanatics. And somebody is lumping them in as an unemployed male that's standing in line because they're a big loser. And a lot of people were saying this, and I didn't like it. And so I responded like, you shouldn't judge people. And I got attacked. One dude, what did he say? I'm a dummy or something?
No, he called you a... one guy called you a bozo.
Yeah, the guy called me a bozo.
I was really mean. Like, really mean.
Yeah. Well, anyway, he called me a bozo because I was on the side of the person standing in line at this event. I don't understand why people get so heated. But, let me take that back. I do understand why people get heated. A lot of people get heated because they don't have the time to take off to go to the event, or they don't want to go and stand in line and wait like other people. They are mad or most likely jealous of the people who are in line, so all they do is sit around and talk a bunch of crap. But hold on. But they're the first people to laugh at those people when it blows up in their face like today. So those people most likely would go back and say, well, see what happens when you wait in line, blah, blah, blah. I can already hear it now. That's how those people operate.
But on the other hand, if they lived close enough and they were there, they would complain about the events of today.
Of course.
Like, it's always so backwards. So here's how the conversation went. You said on Funko Finder's post, not replying to anybody, literally just commenting on a post where, like, people were lined up. You said, good for them. I'm interested in hearing what happens at the event today. Someone jumps on and says, unemployed adult males waiting in line for a toy to turn around and try to scalp it 5 minutes after getting it. That's what's happening. Okay, yeah, it might happen. Sure. Yes, some things popped up on eBay today.
So basically they're saying every person in line, that's their situation.
Unemployed and
it's
they're
garbage.
adults
It's trash.
and toys.
It's trash.
And you said, oh, so we're going to assume the lifestyle of the people standing in line. That's real cool of you. Someone said, I mean, he's right. And you said, I know people in that line who aren't there to flip and are legitimate fans, so I guess we're all assuming here. To which that person replied, I'm sure you do know a grown adult willing to wait in line at 1 a.m. for
That's
a
saying
product.
that I'm a big loser, basically.
I guess. I mean, but you're...
They're saying that I'm a big loser because I know people who would do that.
But they're following a Funko-heavy page.
I know. That's the whole thing. I don't understand people. But my point about all this is that the community really needs to come together and be happy and together. Why is it that there's so much hate? But, you know, I say all these things, but I got to remember that we are on the internet and people are going to talk crap, and that's just how things go. But I just saw an overabundance of it today, and I just had to mention that in this video. It had to be mentioned because it's one of those things that it just drives me absolutely bonkers. I absolutely hate seeing crap like that. It pisses me off to no end.
Me too. And I understand, like, anyone in the collectible hobby does not want to pay inflated prices. Anyone in the collectible hobby does not enjoy flippers and flipping. Like, right. I understand that point of view. I feel the same way. However, there are people at the event that are waiting in line. If someone put that pin on eBay for $10, I would be shocked. I am all about helping other collectors out, but at the same time, like, I understand why people charge what they do because they are waiting in line and they are offering the opportunity to people who can't get to the event.
They earned that piece. They stood in line for hours and hours. If they want to turn around and sell it, it's their product. It's their thing. If that's what they want to do, then they're going to do it. Like, why are we going to sit around and complain? This is the thing. People complain so much about those flippers, but just remember the amount of time these guys are standing in line. They were flipping the pin. People were like, oh my God, people are flipping a pin for $60. $60. How many dollars is that an hour if they're staying out there 10 hours?
My 10 hours is worth way more than $60.
What, $6 an hour?
Yes.
$6 an hour. To stand in line for a pin that I just asked you how much, and that just shows you how much I don't know about math.
I know.
But what I wanted to talk about now is...
hold on. I also want to say that we're not condoning flippers.
No, of course not. No. But I don't think we should attack everybody. I
can see the point of view, and calling people, like... There were some racist comments that I saw while scrolling, which are just absolutely horrendous. Like, don't be that guy. But judging people and, like, talking about unemployment like that's a really bad thing or whatever, and you're a loser if you're unemployed, like that's so messed up. And you don't know people's situation. I just...
Project Fred. That's what this thing is called, apparently. It's Bob's Big Boy in Burbank, Hollywood. Project Fred 01 statue will be available for photo ops for the next 2 days. So that's one of the big, I guess, things about going to this is that you can get your photo with this big old Bob's Big Boy Freddy.
He's very cute.
Which is interesting because I don't know many people who are going to make a trip like that to go and see that Freddy. So here's the video. Here's the announcement.
Which I love. I love this announcement.
Yeah, so basically...
750 pieces.
This is such a big deal because Funko started with Bob's Big Boy.
Yeah.
They sold a Bob's Big Boy Wacky Wobbler. It's what basically started Funko to be a toy company. So it just makes sense that they would go towards like making a Bob's Big Boy figure for this brand new product. And this product is kind of big. So 11 inches, and it's going to cost $295. So in yesterday's video, if you haven't watched it, go back and watch it. I talked about this item being sort of a higher end item, a museum piece, if you will. Mm-hmm. That's sort of the trajectory I figured they were going to go with this thing. Mm-hmm. I also didn't think it was going to be cheap, but it's way more expensive than I ever expected.
Yes, and one thing that I mentioned was I'm really bad at judging how big something is going to be based off of just a photo without any comparison next to it. So I assumed he would be maybe slightly larger than a Funko Pop.
Yes.
I was very wrong. So 11 inches is very big. Now, let's talk real quick about their prices for a 10-inch pop. So recently they've been, I remember when they started, they were right around 30.
Yes.
Now they've typically been about 50.
Yeah.
18 inches are 100 to 120.
Yeah, so those are the largest Funko Pops that
The
they make. They're
absolute
huge.
largest that
Yeah.
you can get. The fact that they're creating something that's in between 10 inches and 18 inches for like nearly 3 times the price of an 18-inch pop, that's excessive in my opinion.
So this is a low numbered piece. This is 750
I understand
pieces.
that.
It's a special piece. It's supposed to be in a higher sort of category than all of the other stuff.
I
feel
agree.
like it's going to be a super thick item, a heavy
Yes.
item. For Funko to make a lot of money on this brand new low numbered thing, which we talk about all the time. Funko, go back to the low numbered things. That's what makes Funko great. We love collecting low numbered items. I think that the trajectory was, we're going to make a low numbered item because that's what everybody wants, but we're going to make maximum profit on whatever that low numbered item is.
I don't even think it's maximum profit though. That's the thing with this. So we have to keep in mind who Funko is. Who is Funko? They are a company who sells your favorite licenses to you, your favorite characters to you for typically around $15 for a 4-inch figure.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Those are the fans they've created. Now they're trying to cater to a completely different market because, yes, there are people who are willing to spend more money on their collectibles who do collect Funko. But I would say that most of the collectors have gotten into Funko because they're so easy to obtain
Yes,
with the price point.
yeah.
So this just feels very off. And I want to know why they're starting with an 11-inch product. So they're able to make these 10-inch products, and I understand that they are different from Project Fred. They retail them for $50.
They don't come with a certificate. They're not numbered.
I know.
So you
and I'm
gotta
not-
remember, you gotta add all of those. The box is probably thicker. It's probably a
don't
more
know.
heavy duty box.
It's got to be a little bit more heavy duty. But again, this seems very steep. I mean, from $50 for a 10-inch, you're adding 1 inch, and it's 6 times the price almost. So it just, Funko collectors are not used to these high price
Well, I think they're just after a different market with this
They
piece.
are, but they're
trying to go somewhere different. It's almost like the Rolex of the Funko product or something.
I get it, but the approach is just off.
So the approach is really weird. So I agree with that. So today they have this event. They tell all these people, come, it's really special. You want to come and stand in line. We're doing something big. If you're going to have all those people stand in line, we're talking about a lot of these guys are people who stand in line all the time at like Funko Hollywood and Funko HQ. They're waiting for the next Funko Pop, the low number Funko Pop figure. So everybody's standing in line thinking that they're going to be I don't know, they're going to be seeing an unveiled figure that's within a dollar amount that makes sense to them.
Yes.
Instead, they get nothing in line practically. An item is unveiled that they can't, like most people don't want or maybe can't even afford. The trajectory of this made no sense. Like, you know where this would have been perfect to unveil?
Where?
This would have been perfect to unveil at like an art gallery.
Yeah.
So you have like an art gallery sort of event. Or even set up Bob's Big Boy like an art gallery. Make it an event where people are more dressy and dressed up. Make it where it's like a ticketed item where you have to pay money to get in. Like make it like upscale. Because if you're going to sell an upscale item, make it an upscale event. Instead they made us feel like it's like an event that's more obtainable by a regular collector. Like regular, like to your point, people go and buy Funko Pops because they're low value. You can go to the store and
They're
you can
low
buy
cost.
Low cost. So you can go to the store and you can buy a whole handful and you got a collection.
Yeah.
Some people might have to spend their entire collectible allowance for a whole year on this one piece.
Yeah. I mean, you can go and you can buy 20, 25 Funko Pops for the cost of this one
Yes,
item.
of course.
It's just, they're diving headfirst into it, and it's very bizarre. Like, why not just bring back 480-piece Funko Pops occasionally?
Yeah.
And they can put...
Because they're trying to get into a new niche market. That's what they're trying... Not a niche market, but they're trying to get into a new market. That's really what they're trying to do.
They're diving headfirst
But they did
into
it all
it, and
wrong.
it's like they should have built up to, they should get Funko collectors used to paying higher prices if they're going to introduce a $295 price point. And this isn't the only one that they're going to have.
Oh,
That's
no, they're
the
going to do
thing.
multiple colorways. Right.
Again, 11 inches. I mean, how many 11-inch pops can you fit in your normal size home as a normal size?
Completely agree.
Or as a regular person, right? So I expected this, yes, to be more expensive. Maybe like something slightly larger than a Funko Pop. Vinyl size, I think those are around
You wanted to be
5
closer to a
inches or
Funko
so,
Pop
4 to 5
size, yeah.
inches, yeah. And maybe a little bit higher of a price point, maybe $100 for a low LE piece. But the fact that they're doing 750 pieces for this large item that has a very large price tag is, for Funko collectors, it's odd.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So the item that they announced today, we thought that if you're going to have a promo in which you open a box that has a shining light out of it, it was going to be something special. So when we saw that they were making this figure, you and I thought that they were going to, naively, thought they were going to give those figures to the first 150 people per day.
Yes. Now, here's the thing with that. They can't just willy-nilly give out.
They can't sustain as a business that way. They can't just give it away.
Hand out this $300 figure, right? However, I have the perfect idea that I feel like would be obtainable. A mini sized replica of this item, make it super duper limited, and then they could use that mini idea in the future. They could reuse that mold, repurpose it for maybe higher piece counts, but they could have done a 300 to 350 piece count, handed it to the first 150 people each day, and that would have created some hype, given people, you know, an item that's more than a pin and more than a poster, and been like fit within the theme, been affordable for them, while unveiling this item.
Yeah, they unveiled this. They unveiled it all wrong.
It was just odd. It's so odd.
So it is an odd choice for them. And one other thing that our friend told us when he went there today, he noticed that the VIP folks and people who were influencers possibly were basically going to some back room and they were coming out with boxes. And he believed that they were actually carrying out these figures in boxes. Now, that is not confirmed. He believed, based off the size and the shape and everything, that that's what they were getting. So if they were walking these people back and they're getting an early access or they're getting an early drop of this figure, that's a whole other problem. I don't know why all these people standing in line outside only deserve this pin and this poster. And what I would say at this point for the people who were there today, or just collectors in general, don't get your hopes up for a Funko event again. And I say that lightly because you never know what Funko is going to do. But this definitely would make me gun shy. I wouldn't want to go and stand in line for hours upon hours only to be faced with, you're getting a pin.
Yeah.
That is absolutely horrendous.
If they set it up front and your expectations were you're getting a pin, that's one thing.
Yes.
But the fact that there was a glowing light from a box that was like figure size, it's like
yeah, the expectation was just different.
Yeah,
we
it
all
was
expected
just
something
odd.
different. And now you have all those people that stood in line for an unveiling of a product they don't even want to buy. Most people are saying they don't want it. I mentioned on multiple posts today that I was excited, which I was. I didn't realize the price point when I was saying all that. Mm-hmm. When I found the price point, that sort of changed everything for me. Would I purchase one of these figures at that price point? It would have to be a colorway that made sense for me to want. I believe this Bob's Big Boy 750 piece will go fast. There is a market for this stuff and people will buy this stuff and I believe it will sell out. That's my personal opinion.
I think
we're going to have to see what happens because I'm not entirely sure, because remember that VV Iron Man, that did not sell out.
We thought it did.
It sat on the website for a while, and then kept popping up.
Yeah, it sold out, but then it kept popping up and popping up and popping up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, who knows? I mean, I think the draw to this is for collectors who can afford something like this.
Absolutely.
Will collectors who go after high-end items like super plastic collectors, do they care enough about a high-end Funko item to go after it? That's the question. Because to me, Funko is seen as, yes, they're very cool. I love Funko Pops. I love sodas. I even love the rewinds. But are hardcore collectors who don't collect Funko going to see this as something they want to start to collect, or are they going to see it as a joke?
Well, they're looking at it like, why am I going to spend all that money on that when I can go and buy 15 to 25 Funko Pops and have a full collection, or go buy a Grail Funko Pop for that matter?
No. I'm talking about collectors who don't collect Funko.
Oh, you mean in general, what are they going to say to this?
Yeah, because our demographic, all of what we see online, because we're so heavily involved with Funko, is all Funko collectors.
Right.
So what do people on the outside looking in, who might be collectors of higher end things but don't collect Funko, what would they say about this?
Yeah, I don't know. Probably you're crazy if you think I'm going to buy something like that. So I wanted to talk about this post as well. We're also going to talk about the talent that was at the event and some bad things we heard about the talent being there too, which is insanity, because I expected the talent was going to be there just excited to see fans and it'd be like a really cool event for everybody, but it turns out it was far from that. So I'm asking here, will you be trying to buy one of these for $295? And so we have people, let's see, G-Boat Collect says DR Drama. D-R-D-R-A-M-A. Why spend $295 on Big Boy when I can spend $55 for Big Boy Ghastly this Thursday? I'm sorry, I didn't even think that's where we were going with that. But thank you so much, Popping Around Disney. Pop King Paul says 5 more Hall H Ahsokas were handed out, so def worth it for those 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there were Hall H Ahsokas handed out. But as our friend mentioned today on our phone call, it almost seems like they're planned a lot, like the Hall H Ahsoka. So I'm not real sure what's going on with that. I can't speak on it because I don't know. I don't know enough. It's a little. It's too late. Too late for this premium product. I don't know if I agree with that.
I think I do. I think that Funko hype is not quite there. So why would Funko fans spend this?
This was unveiled and sold. The idea was sold to us and unveiled improperly.
Yeah.
If it were sold like I had mentioned, I think it would have worked a lot better. Because then people would have wondered, what the hell are they even talking about? What is this?
I think if it were, again, like a slightly lower price point for a smaller figure, that would have made more sense.
They want to compete with big boy design companies now, and they might give them a run for their money as long as they don't pump these out to the point people just lose interest and are exhausted. Funko News Canada. Pop Vinyl Guy. Honestly, I wouldn't buy for $9.95. It's just not my cup of tea. To those who enjoy stuff like this, good luck. Thumbs up emoji.
Okay.
Great words. Silver-haired wolf. Nope. Much rather spend on Mischief toys. Oh my God, another Mischief toys. Funko's downward spiral cannot be stopped. Zero creativity. Yeah, I know. I
can say that I'm very eager to see what different ways they're going to paint this Freddy.
Brooklyn Pop World. Nah, pass. Christopher.Felix, I want all 11 inches. Megatronus says, hell to no. Rather spend my hard-earned money or hard-earned cash on a glow gas. Oh my God. Wow, a lot of people are like giving us so much love there. I didn't expect all that. Let's see, Elmer Gora. I was just Mayorga. I was just in Burbank. Worst experience ever. So this is talking to the same thing our friend was saying. Also, I was in the first 150 people. Didn't get any prize. First and last time I will go to any Funko event. Wow. This is not the only person. So our friend Jay, this person, and then another person messaged us, and they said exactly the same thing. They're like, where is the special sauce? Where is the item that we were all supposed to get? And I would love to know the same answer. I'd like to know what the hell happened. Ski Mask School says, I have the money. That's not the problem, but I'm not spending it on this shit. I can spend it on the spend that on the strip club. Dr. J Pops can't wait. Wow. Bombolo 79 hard pass. Mr. Ozone 2099 yikes. Sam Crow must own. So we got a couple people in here who are going to buy them. The man on the couch, maybe. Radjic 31, there was drama. Good. Maybe the flippers will leave the hobby. Okay, he's talking about the drama that I mentioned. Sadly, I didn't get one today, but I'll try to. That's Miles Afalma, so they weren't on sale yet. She Shop too much. No, thank you. Shop.
Or
there's a burning dumpster fire. I like the concept, but it's too expensive.
I hope they do a small, cheaper version. Yes.
The higher resale value, people think it will have the more people will go for it.
Here's the thing. Yeah, I agree with that. However, how much more can the resale value be on this item? How many people are going to be after this at $2.95, let alone resale value? You know what I mean?
If I pay that much, I want to be able to enjoy it Unicron style. More Ahsoka's laugh emoji so limited. Yeah, whoa, I thought that was a typo for a minute. Yeah, I know. Me too. Brown Bronx girl. Random Hat Studio. Funko wants to ensure you keep having fresh content. It has a big price tag unless you really love Big Boy. For that amount of money, I would rather put it towards the support of independent artists and smaller designer lines, ones that I really enjoy looking at, rather than being afraid each night that I will awake to see the figure standing in the dimly lit doorway of my bedroom plotting my demise. I guess they're talking about the Big Boy Freddy here. Yeah, so pass, it's too much. So we're getting sort of the same thing over and over. I would rather buy 5 Gastleys all day long.
Oh my goodness, you
I'd rather spend $2.95 on Mischief Toys goodness.
Thank you. Jeez.
I swear I am not reading this because I was expecting all this Mischief Toys love. But I am going to read all the comments because it's so sweet. I prefer to buy your Ghastly figure than this. It's affordable and the box art is so much better than Funko.
Thank you guys.
That means a lot.
Sweet.
But look, that's the response to all of our fans out there telling us what they think of this particular figure. So one really nasty thing that we did hear about, and of course I wasn't there, but our friend was, so I do take his word on this. One of the folks that were there as talent, Ashley Eckstein. So Ashley Eckstein is the voice of Ahsoka, and it just so happens they're handing out these Hall H Ahsoka Funko Pops today. Somebody reached out and wanted to have an autograph from her, but she turned around and basically said, my autograph is worth nothing, or something along those lines. Whatever her words were, it didn't make any sense. What's funny about that is that her autograph is worth something at conventions when it's time for her to get paid for her autograph. I thought that was really ugly. I also think that Funko needs to put out information in regards to talent that's going to be there.
If they're not signing things,
right,
then you should let people know that the talent is there just to show up.
We need clarity.
Not to sign things.
We need clarity on it. We need to understand what they're doing there, because if they're going to say talent's coming and they're with the Funko crew or whatever, you'd think that they'd probably sign a couple things and want to meet some of the fans and do all the fun stuff. But it sounded like they kind of came in, they spoke their word, and then they got out. I did notice a couple, like Kate Flannery from The Office. She was like eating lunch today, but they put them in a special like booth side, so they were like away from everybody. I feel like the talent, the influencers were sort of all separated.
Well, that's understandable though, because you don't want your celebrity guests to not want to attend Funko events.
True.
Again, and you don't want people bombarding them while they're trying to eat.
Kate Flannery, on the other hand, says she'll sign anything, and she didn't care if she signed her own pop or anything else.
Yeah.
She didn't care. She was willing to sign anything.
She seems like a very cool person.
She was super cool. I watched her during the unveiling video today.
And Fluffy did the same, of course.
Yeah, Fluffy. Yeah,
Fluffy was signing.
Yep.
But yeah, that was a really weird story about Ashley. And again, we didn't witness it. This is something that we heard.
Yeah, these are just bits and pieces, right?
I don't like that.
No, nor do I. I think that's absolute garbage. I think that people who are fans of Funko deserve a lot better than that. They should go there and just, it should be exciting for everybody. And there are reasons for excitement, right? The unveiling, the celebrity talent that's there, the items that are given away. And it sounds like that everything that happened at this event, all of it fell short. So how about a little battle that happened in line? Now, I don't know the full story on what happened here.
The thing is, people are talking about, oh, this is drama, this is a fight that happened. There is no story, no context given. Now,
so apparently there was a butter in line. It was a person who cut line.
Yeah, that's what I'm gathering from this video. So it looks like, he's pointing at the line, other people are pointing at him and pointing at the line, and oh, go back there is what it looks like. it's hard to decipher what's happening. So people are posting these videos with no context. Look, what's the caption say?
The caption says and the drama begins? Yeah, and the drama begins.
Yeah.
By Bruce Wang.
Bruce
who
Wang.
has the best
Bruce
name
Wang.
ever. Bruce Wang. Bruce Wang. So today was full of just, as you could tell from this video, we are sort of all over the place explaining all the different parts and portions that we were told. So we were not there, so we didn't witness any of this stuff. That is true. But we did have a friend that was there. In fact, I just want to shout out to Jay, really great guy. I saw that he posted in the Gastlecast We Hunt Together group today, and when I noticed that he was down there like on scene, in line with a tag on his arm with his number, I figured I should reach out to him and find out if he knows anything of what's going on, share photos, share video, and he was throughout the entire day. You are so awesome, Jay. I just want to thank you for everything that you did for us today. You are the best. We wouldn't have half the stuff that we talked about in this video. We would have literally been going off of news posts. So having somebody that was actually there to live it was a huge plus for this video.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're the best, man. But I want to know what you guys think of this event. I mean, we talked about a lot. I don't think we got everything. I don't think we got everything out. We'll talk more about this tomorrow because tomorrow is day 2. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. It could be that none of the talent shows up. Mike Becker might not even be there.
I've heard that that's precisely what it's going to be. Now, we won't know for sure until tomorrow. Anything can happen.
Right, so it'll just be all the leftover crap maybe that they're giving away. I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I will tell you this, though. I am so bummed out that Funko did not have items to offer people. I expected something a little bit more than what was handed out, personally.
Or they again should not have hyped it up the way they did.
Definitely shouldn't have if you're not going to deliver. But the way that I look at it is that Funko believed what they were doing was enough delivery. They feel like just their presence, just this like the unveiling happening, like that all had an incredible amount of value. That's where they see the value. And they don't see the value in the items that they're handing out.
It's cool, but it's not waiting in line since the night before cool. Again, that's on the people that waited in line, but at the same time, no one was enforcing it. So you can't butt in line. So if you're a fan and you want to see what's going on, even though you're going into it blind, you sort of have to stand in that line.
100%. And unveiling an item like this that has a high price tag, people were not expecting this. I think people were expecting something that was more along the lines of these affordable products that we find in our stores, like unveiling a soda or something, or unveiling a new product that's at the same size as a Funko Pop, and here's something brand new. I wanted something special. I wanted something limited. I think the price tag is too high. I think it's a cool looking figure. I'm excited to see where this goes. I think they need to shrink it down and make it a little bit smaller, so it is maybe a little bit more affordable. I think there's a lot to be said and a lot to be had with this particular figure. We want to know what your thoughts are on all of this and more in the comment section down below. We were long-winded. We talked about everything.
Yeah, so thank you for being here and sticking it out and listening to our thoughts. And thank you to those of you who do let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below.
100%. So in every video, we like to shout out to our patrons from Patreon. In this video, we'd like to shout out to Gustavo Quintero, Ronaldo Gomez, Funko Freak, Chris Bilbrey, Timon M, Tanya R. LaFond, Nathan Heckman, Robert Williams, Sacco Potato, and Jeremy Strecker. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. If you want to support this channel a little bit more, check out patreon.com/Gastlecast. Don't miss it. Go and check it out right away and see all the ways that you can support and all the things you get in return. We have our brand new Patreon call coming up this weekend where we go live with you, we hang out, we do giveaways, and we show all sorts of Mischief Toys items off that have not been unveiled yet. So we have our own unveiling this weekend, and it's going to be amazing. On top of that, we'll be giving away a glow green Ghastly proto figure. You don't want to miss out on it. Make sure before you go to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and also the little bell. that will help this channel in a big way, specifically that like button. Please hit the like button.
Yes, it will. And I'd also like to note that this is a prototype for a figure that Mischief Toys is releasing this Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern. It is a Glow Ghastly figure. It is amazing. Head over to mischieftoys.com at 10 a.m. Eastern this Thursday, March 29th. It is such an amazing one. I love it. You're gonna love it, especially if you're a glow ho like me.
And if you're on mischieftoys.com, sign up for our newsletter and also check out our Instagram at Mischief Toys to find out all the latest and greatest news. We also have a group on Facebook called Mischief Toys. Go and check that out as well. Jump on board the Mischief Toys train. We have a lot of fun here. Guys, thank you so much for staying tuned till the very end. We appreciate you, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye. I just hit myself with my